Welcome to the Owl booth. Check it out.
Woo-hoo.
I feel like Charlie's Angels. I got the angels with me on this panel. Look, and you're hooting and everything. You're hooting and howling for Charlie's Angels. How are you?
Amazing.
We got Lisa, we got Teresa, and we got Tiffany.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about yourself, how the show is going. First of all, we'll go one at a time. Tell me who you are, what you do, what your podcast is about.
Okay, so I'm Lisa Ducharme, the Executive Director of the Massachusetts Veterans Chamber of Commerce. And the podcast, which is currently being edited right now, our first podcast is called Veteran Ventures. And it's all about the value of veterans in businesses and reminding them of the skills and the lessons they learned, and reminding everybody through history how veterans had made such a big impact in this world.
That is awesome.
That is amazing. So my name is Teresa Irving. I am a retired Air Force veteran. I have a business.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. I'm an entrepreneur, so I own a disc golf course with a pro shop, and this is my very first podcast, ever. And I'm looking to basically start a podcast, and I just came here for more direction and understanding, and I've already gotten so much out of this event. It has been amazing.
And it just got started.
I know.
You already got some traction.
Well, we need to trade business cards, ladies, because I'm a podcast manager, Tiffany Mason with Virtually You, and I actually have a podcast as well. It's called Memories at the Beat. I interview people, they choose a song, and then we talk about, all those memories that are associated. Music is like a scent, right? You hear the song and you're instantly,
Back
in
in
your
that time.
boyfriend's car, after prom, whatever, right? So, I just love the power of music and how it makes you feel.
That is so much fun. Now, have you found that when you heard the music originally back in the 80s, and then in the 90s they recycled it again, you made new memories, and then in the 2000s they recycled again, you got new memories. You have a hard time keeping the memories connected with, hey, wait a minute, I remember in the 80s, no, wait, the 90s, oh, wait a minute, in 2000, wait, hold up.
Yeah. I don't think I get them out of order. I think what I love is when they remake a song, and then one of my kids, so I have a 24-year-old, a 20-year-old, and a 13-year-old, and when they remake a song, and then your kids are like, this song is so great, and you're like, it was better back in the day, right? Like, you have better memories maybe of that song.
That is awesome, awesome.
For me, with music, I think understanding the lyrics now, like,
Oh,
do
gosh.
It like a lady. I thought it was do it like a lady, and I'm like, do it like a lady. That's not the
So are you a golfer yourself? Is what
disc golfer, yes.
Oh,
Frisbee golf.
Frisbee golf.
Disc golf.
Oh, disc golf.
Now, I recently saw a field, a disc golf field,
Yes.
and I did not realize, but it's a drinking sport. Is this a fair statement?
A drink.
It can be, yes. I have been known to drink when I throw a Frisbee.
Or medicinal, or
Okay,
yes,
okay.
it's bring your own, and it really is about a community of people that want to be out in nature and just enjoy the connection of being outdoors and with people. And we have a huge group of individuals throughout age groups and disability levels, and that's what I love about disc golf course experiences, is that it really welcomes everyone.
And you guys are playing Dude Looks Like a Lady in the golf pro shop?
Oh yeah, loud and proud.
So you know how when they have the dog out there and they throw the Frisbee and the dog runs and jumps?
Oh no, not at the disc golf course. They get so mad. Those Frisbees could be anywhere between $20 and $50. Nobody wants a punctured disc to throw.
Oh, so when I'm doing that, that's not cool?
Well, it is as long as
I don't have canines, so I don't put holes in them. I just, after a few beers, I just run and jump and bring the Frisbee back.
I
A
love
stagger.
It probably ruins the aerodynamicness of it if it's got punctures in it.
Oh yeah. That's funny.
So what has been a takeaway for each of you from this conference? Lisa, what's been a gold nugget for you to take away at this conference, other than having an experience at the Owl booth with the Pod Brother? Other than that,
What's going to top this, ladies?
what's going to top?
There's nothing that could top this. No, I'm kidding. I really loved one of the presentations I was in where, every once in a while you think you know everything, and then all of a sudden somebody says something and you're like, oh, I didn't even think about that. And so the session I was in, it was one of the authors' events, and he was just talking about how to use your book and simple ways to use your book on your podcast. And it would have never dawned on me because I've never used my book on the podcast, and I've got multiple. But the way he did it, he made it so very smooth that you don't feel bad talking about your book.
That's
Not
awesome.
salesy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you're a subject matter expert on veteran entrepreneur things, and you have so many things, and the fact that you wouldn't reference your book would just blow my mind.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big takeaway for you.
So a big takeaway for me was I was in Charlene's session, and she talked about how you can translate your podcast into TV and how to work with those network media outlets and get your story out and become that subject matter expert in your local area, and hopefully be picked up even bigger. So I thought that was huge because you always think podcast and being on like a YouTube channel, but you also can be on major networks.
Yep. Okay, biggest takeaway for me so far, I just got here halfway through the day, so I have a lot to experience still.
Yeah.
But I am excited because we were listening to a gentleman talk about contributors to your podcast and how other people could be supplying content, and then you could be using that, in an audiogram, in a reel, in another way, and then you get to tag them, right? So then you technically get to use their audience when you're tagging them as a contributor to that social media, whatever you posted. So, more exposure, and then it's something that feels more authentic or genuine because it didn't come from you. It came from somebody else that was excited about your content.
That is awesome. Now, I don't have a whole lot of time left, so real quick, each one of you, being a professional comedian from Los Angeles, has there been a funny moment on a podcast that you've been on, whether you host or a guest? Give me a quick funny nugget.
Okay. So I was a guest on one, and I got every answer wrong. My mind went backwards as they were asking the questions, and every time I got it wrong, he actually corrected me and said, "But wait a minute, it's this." I just couldn't.
You got fact checked.
It was the first time I'd ever done a podcast, and I was so nervous. Oh, it was hysterical. He let me do a rerun, though.
Nice.
I think for me, I've been interviewed, and I kept on being referred to as a sir, like a man, a bro. And finally, I just did one of these numbers and touched myself, and he just lost all of his composure because he was like, I cannot believe. But I think sometimes just being authentic and being you and bringing the virtue of being a woman is fun and okay. So
I think I'm going to have you on my next podcast, and I'm throwing a lot of bros in that interview. I can tell you that right now.
I see you, Teresa, trying to go viral.
I'm going to have you on every week. Next, Teresa, one of my bros, is going to be, guys, we're going to talk sports.
I'm not scared to hold them out.
I don't know if it's very funny, but the first time I recorded my very first episode, I interviewed my mom, and it lasted 3 minutes. I was like, no, Mom, we got to re-record this. I'm like, we got to talk about some more stuff. I got to come up with some more questions or something. It can't be 3 minutes.
For some of us, 3 minutes is a long time. It's an awful long time.
I see you, comedian from LA.
You open the door, I'm going in. Ba-doom, ping.
That's what she said.
All right. I'm having both of you on my show. Her with the badooms and you with the cha-chings. All right. Okay, we're having a blast, and thank you, ladies, for hanging out with us. And we're going to bring on the next group. Continue to support the OWL app, and you guys have fun on the floor. And don't forget to come to my comedy show tomorrow night and Saturday night.
Okay, look for me in the front row.
It's funny.
Woo-hoo!
We'll be in the front row.
Okay.
We're going to be up front, and the ladies are going to be in the front row. All right, you guys.